Since the world first learned about China through the traveler Marco Polo's writings more than 700 years ago, this enormous Asian nation has come to be seen as the epitome of everything that is enigmatic and exotic. Even now, after decades of economic expansion, this vast country still holds a certain attraction. Discover fascinating, unusual, and adventurous things to do with our list of the top 10 tourist attractions in China. Number 10. Shanghai's Promenade, the Bund. Bund, a beautiful riverside promenade in Shanghai, is a remarkable example of intelligent city planning and preservation. The Bund is well known for its 52 preserved English and French-influenced buildings, many of which are now restaurants, cafes, shops, and art galleries. This European feel is a result of the Bund's former use as the city's international settlement. Highlights of the architecture include the imposing Peace Hotel and the Old Harbor Customs Office with its bell tower, which represent a variety of influences from Gothic to Renaissance styles. Number 9. The Potala Palace, Tibet. China's most recognizable historic structures is the magnificent Potala Palace in the town of Lhasa, Tibet. The most significant shrines in the complex are located in the Red Palace, the older of the two Potala Palaces, which was constructed in the 17th century. These can be found in the enthronement hall, which has murals covering its walls that show scenes from the Dalai Lama's and Tibetan kings' lives. The equally stunning White Palace, which was finished in 1648, contains the sleeping quarters, study areas, and reception rooms, most of which have remained untouched since the Dalai Lama fled Tibet in 1959. Be sure to visit the magnificent Jewel Gardens while you are in Lhasa. Number 8. The Classical Gardens of Suzhou, Jiangsu. The Classical Gardens of Suzhou should be a high priority on your China travel itinerary because they are among the most significant historical gardens in the world, as evidenced by their designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These magnificent gardens, which can be found in the Jiangsu province's historic city of Suzhou, were among the 270 or more gardens that were planted here during the city's unprecedented growth in the 11th century. Number 7. The Yangtze River and the Three Gorges. The Yangtze River, also known as Changjiang, Long River, in China, is the longest and most significant river in that country. It is also the third longest river in the world, behind the Amazon and the Nile. Despite the fact that the river can be visited at many locations throughout China due to its enormous length, the stunning Three Gorges, Qutang, Wu, and Xiling, a 200-kilometer stretch between the towns of Fengji and Yicheng, are by far the most well-known for tourists. Here, in a stretch of scenery as dramatic as the Grand Canyon, the river winds its way through the gorges and their rough cliffs and high mountain peaks, at times crossing raging torrents and perilous shallows. Number 6. Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding. Without at least one interaction with a panda, a trip to China would be incomplete. The best place to see these fascinating animals, in a setting that closely resembles their natural habitat, is at the excellent research base of giant panda breeding in Chengdu, which is located in the province of Sichuan. The top zoos in the nation are home to many fine specimens of these fascinating animals. You can observe up to 80 pandas here as they go about their daily activities, from foraging to playing in the enormous park-like setting of the facility. Number 5. Cruising the Li River, Guilin. The northeastern Guangxi town of Guilin is home to some of the most scenic countryside in China. It is also well known for the Li River, which meanders through the town and neighboring karst mountains. While this distinctive landscape has long drawn poets and artists and served as the inspiration for countless fairy tales and legends, it is now a favorite destination for travelers from all over the world who want to experience this natural beauty up close. Number 4. The Summer Palace, Beijing. One of China's most popular tourist destinations, the luxurious Imperial Summer Palace, Yeyun, is located just 15 kilometers outside of Beijing. and is surrounded by more than 700 acres of picturesque parkland. The imperial gardens were improved by the addition of the palace's large lake in the 14th century, though the palace itself was constructed in 1153. The magnificent Hall of Benevolence and Longevity, Renshao, complete with its throne, and the lovely Great Theatre, a private three-story building constructed in 1891 to satisfy the imperial family's passion for opera, are among the highlights. It is worthwhile to visit this historic location to see a performance or show because it is still used to stage traditional Chinese plays and musical events. Number 3. The Terracotta Army, Xi'an. Farmers on the outskirts of Xi'an discovered the Terracotta Army in the 1970s while digging wells there. This discovery would turn out to be China's most significant archaeological find. The discovery included more than 8,000 life-size warriors, 520 horses, and more than 100 chariots, as well as a large number of other non-military characters, all of which were built to guard the tomb of the first emperor. Number 2. The Forbidden City and the Imperial Palace, Beijing. The Forbidden City, Zhencheng, also known as the Imperial Palace, is the biggest and most significant structure in China. It is located in the center of Beijing and is a must-see for anyone traveling to the country. Much of the current complex, which was started during the Yuan dynasty between 1271 and 1368, was constructed between 1406 and 1420. Really many magnificent palaces in one, this expansive complex served as the home to 24 Ming and Qing emperors, whose presence prohibited anyone but the imperial family and their courtesans from entering. Number 1. The Great Wall of China. Nobody can be a true hero unless he has been on the Great Wall, goes the popular Chinese saying, one that clearly demonstrates the importance placed upon this unique ancient monument. From the fortresses of Shanghai in the east all the way to Jiayuguan in the west, the magnificent Great Wall of China, also known as Changcheng or the Long Wall, stretches for more than 6,000 kilometers through Hebei, Tianjin, and Beijing. While the best-known portions of the wall were added around 210 BC when its various sections were joined together. Some of the wall's earliest fortifications date back to the 7th century BC. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Your click on subscribe button will inspire us to create more informative content and help us to grow our channel.